Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining in. For our devotion today, I wanted to talk about the fruit of the Spirit, and in particular, meekness. I would be referring to Paul's letter to the Galatians, chapter 5, verses 16 to 23. Paul encouraged the Galatian church to walk by the Spirit. He suggests that if you walk by the Spirit, you will not, for example, be given to things like hatred or jealousy. And he goes on to write in verses 22 to 23 that the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. The key word in this study is meekness. In the earlier translations, meekness means strength under control. The Greeks used the same word to describe the character of a well-trained war horse, a horse that is forbearing in the face of danger, provocation, or injury. Unfortunately, in modern usage, meekness is associated with being weak or being a pushover, and people find it easier to identify instead with traits like aggression. Sadly, so many of the characters seen in children's entertainment and media project aggressiveness, and many kids come to believe that this is the way to be. Jesus said, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." In Matthew 11:29, he said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Meekness can be as simple as accepting responsibility for our actions. It can be giving someone a second chance. It can be making yourself available. We see a good example of meekness in Mary, the mother of Jesus, when she said in Luke chapter 1, verse 38, "Be it unto me according to thy word." No arguing, no fussing, no buts. Even though the path chosen for her could easily lead to ridicule and shame. From what I can see, submitting ourselves to God's plan for our lives very often requires meekness. Off and on over the last 20 years, I invested a lot of my time in studying for a degree in peace studies. Before that, I had spent most of my career working in banking, but privately, I nursed a passion for peace work and for mediation. It grieves me to see people's potential wasted because of conflict that often they themselves have nothing to do with. It's not the conflict that is bad or destructive, but the way we handle the conflict or the way we handle ourselves in it. I started to do some little courses here and there about peace and conflict. So when it became possible to do a degree course, I had already to some extent been prepared mentally, if not spiritually. But I struggled when my course did not finish, when I expected it to. It just seemed to go on and on. After a while, it seemed pointless carrying on with it. What's the use, I thought? War gets all the attention anyway. Plus, there was no shortage of snide remarks and advice to quit. In one of the most difficult passages during that journey, I took strength from a hymn based on the words of a 19th century Indian convert, written just before he was martyred, together with his family. And the words continue to inspire many contemporary songwriters. And it goes, "I have decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, no turning back. If no one joins me, still I will follow. My mind is set, my mind is set. In my own little way, you see, I wanted to honor God, not just by holding on to my faith when faced with challenges, but also by completing the academic journey. Some of us may be struggling with a small or big assignment that God has chosen for us to carry out. I pray that you will find the meekness and the strength to accept and to do it. Meekness, as Paul has reminded us in Galatians 5, is only one fruit of the Spirit. But whether it be meekness or joy or long-suffering, whichever fruit of the Spirit it is that you seek, ask God for it in prayer. He knows what is best for us. It has been great sharing this with you today. God bless, goodbye, and stay safe.